Right, this is Retro Jam 4, continuing in the series here of Retro Jam. So this may be one of the biggest ones yet. It says 25 maps, which is quite a bit, plus the start map, makes 26. As usual, I have to start with my complaint of where this was uploaded. All this wonderful work that people put together was shoved in the closet, as this was uploaded to the add-on section of the Quake, uh, like the add-on section of Quake on ModDB. I mean, they might as well have just uploaded this to like a Google Drive that's only accessible on Discord or something, because it is so hidden and so out of the way. And it's really a shame because it's like people put a lot of work into this, and then just you're not putting it out there at all for anyone to see, especially in the future, going forward. I play a lot of old stuff, a lot of old maps, and it's easy for stuff to get lost to time. Um, I think they should really take a cue from the Map Labs, the Half-Life 2 Map Labs guys, and create a Map Center page on ModDB. Maybe make one for Quake 1 and one for Quake 2, and then have the individual releases be on there, as well as kind of news and announcements about upcoming stuff. That's what Map Center does. Well, I don't think they don't do the news part, but they do upload all of their new Map Labs stuff onto a singular page. So if you're ever curious, like what's the newest map lab, or go back and play some old ones. It's all just in one place, very easy to find. I feel like that's a good compromise. Yeah, using the add-on section of Quake or Quake 2 is just not it. It's not the play. Sorry. Um, these do, I think, get uploaded to the retro jams. I believe get uploaded to Quaddicted, but I think that's like a one person runs that site. They're very slow about uploading things, so that site's also going through some weird renovations. It doesn't work super well these days. It's a little jank. Hopefully they can get that sorted out in the future. But yeah, anyways, I just figured I'd mention that beforehand because again, it's really a shame when people put a lot of work into stuff and then it's like if you made a painting to put in an art gallery and they just put it in the janitor's closet, you know. Anyways, let's get started. Nope, that didn't load correctly. Let's see. The README was incorrect. I figured that would be the case. There we go, that's better. Got the... Ooh, look at this start map. This is nice. Big fan of this. I like the sky too. It's not like the Quake Vomit sky. It's a very tasteful one. Just some nice stars kind of moving about. This area looks pretty good. Some nice brushwork. So we always got to pay homage to the difficulty select. Here we have, I assume there's nightmare difficulties in here, this little crack in the wall. Got hard, normal, easy. Just do normal with custom content. So you never quite know how people balance maps. I've played maps that are like too easy and other maps that are too hard, so this is a pretty cool room. I like this. I love kind of the brushwork on the floor here. It's really nice, especially these curved pieces. This must have been a pain in the ass to do, kind of at these angles. Because yeah, this is all brushwork. It looks very nice. The only thing I don't like is the way getting between the floors is a little. I'm not sure about the teleporter design for the floors. Getting between the floors here, it looks a little off, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really sure what you could have done to make it look better. Maybe just having the kind of portal fuzz stretch to the edges of this might have looked a little bit better than having it just kind of be a small rectangle in the middle. I don't know. I feel like there had to have been a better way to do that, but it's not the biggest deal ever. Who was this made by? So they actually list. I appreciate the README as a classic README. List all the map authors along with what maps they made. The start map was made by Alex Under. Good job, Alex Under. This is a good start map. This looks nice. Anyways, we gotta start playing these maps. We have a lot of maps to play. Just, I guess we'll start this way and just kind of go clockwise. You. A lightning gun in there? A little early for that. See, we're doing the nail gun as our workhorse here. Kind of start off. Oh, there we go. Just as I was getting sick using the boomstick. Good timing on that. Let's go back here a second. There we go. Those guys. Lots of hallways. Just kind of like small hallways on this map. Okay, buttons down here. Up there. Nope. The lava on the ceiling looks nice. I think visually this map looks really nice. I think the gameplay so far is a little unremarkable though. It's not terrible. Just hasn't been anything that kind of really wows me, I guess. I have a feeling you can press this button up here. No, you can't. That would have been a good secret. I figure you press that button and this opens up. Because there's like a little ramp here. You could like ramp up to this, but I guess not. How unfortunate. This is a cool room. Got ourselves a grenade launcher. Oh, the rocket launcher's just sitting there, huh? This cube in the corner is kind of strange. It's like a Jesus cube. feel like the rocket launcher should have probably been a secret in this map. This room would have been a little bit more interesting with if you had to use a grenade launcher to kill these guys. That's that. Interesting level, not terrible by any means. It definitely feels. I mean, you know, I guess if you're going for a retro feeling, that definitely felt like a retro map. Very linear, just in the sense of like every room, it just the whole map kind of felt like a ride. You know, like you're going on like a Disneyland ride or something. You're in like the little cart going along. It just the whole thing was just like a linear straight shot to the end. It didn't feel like there was any like deviation. A lot of the rooms just you didn't really have too many like larger like arena style rooms to like get into any fights in. There was like one or two in there, but a lot of it was just hallways, like corridors, and like straight pathways leading forward. I think you kind of have to break that up by having some like larger rooms where the player can kind of move around a little bit more. Obviously, Quake is a linear game. I'm not going to pretend like there's all this exploration to be had, but you want to give the illusion that there's a little bit more going on, and kind of break up the linear hallways with some like larger areas. Because like even this area here, it's like a large room, but realistically, it's filled with lava. And you just kind of go across the bridge and you just jump over like the little broken bit, and that's it. I definitely would have made the rocket launcher, like I said, a secret, or just not included it at all. It kind of trivialized the last half of that level. Rocket launcher's a strong gun, right? I know people really like the grenade launcher. They all kind of really kind of how do I word this? They all really love the grenade launcher in this game, from what I've seen. But the rocket launcher is just straight up better. I don't know what to say to people. I know the grenade launcher fires a little bit faster, but being able to like just snipe enemies for 100 damage across the map is very, very powerful. And especially if you give the player enough ammo, you can kind of just main the rocket launcher at that point, except for enemies that might come out at you like close quarters. So it kind of trivialized like the second half. Like once I got the rocket launcher, it was just all downhill from there. Definitely would have made that a secret, or just not included that to kind of keep the difficulty up near the end of that map. But yeah, overall, just kind of needed a couple like larger areas, like some ambushes or something, some kind of like large area encounter. I think this room at the end here, if it didn't have lava in it, or if it had like more floor space, could have been interesting to be like a larger encounter. But it too was also just linear, unfortunately. So yeah, a little too linear, this one, I think. Oh no, what map was that? It doesn't tell us what maps we... Okay, so it's this one. That's, I guess, one criticism about the start map is it does not tell you what maps you have or have not played, which may get very frustrating, especially when all these portals look identical. That was, I believe, Tormented Souls by Colossus. So that's yeah. Let me make sure that's the right one. Yeah, okay. Right, moving on. Pretty good. I like the start of this so far. I love this room too. Just take a second to admire the visuals in this room. Some very nice brushwork in here. I like these blue spikes, look pretty neat. I love these arches on the ceiling. Some good texture work. I love these runic blocks. These like runic block texture looks great. Using them as a trim on the corners looks really nice. It's a good looking room. I also love kind of the. I'm always a big fan of in Quake when you're kind of given the option to do like when an enemy, you can kind of engage an enemy on your terms. So in this case, we kind of had this little knight just kind of walking along, and it's like, well, I could just shoot him right away, or I could run over here and grab this. grab the ammo here, and then kind of engage him. Yeah, that was great. I just love these windows here. Again, very nice brushwork. It's down here. Oh! Oh! It's bottomless pit down there. Okay. Go that way. There we go. Oh, these guys are engaged in combat. Let's see who's gonna win. Let's say the ogre. Oh! Death Knight kind of closed the gap. I think he's gonna take it now. Death Knight won. Death Knights are Giga Chads. I don't know what to say. I've seen Death Knights kill like Vors before. And Champions. Find the 2 levers. Here? I guess down here. Okay. See, this is like, this sort of creativity here is like what I was talking about with that last level. It's what that last level was missing. It's cool stuff like this. It's just, I love stuff like this. That guy. Again, really nice brushwork in this room. Nope, I was kind of hoping I could sacrifice this guy. Another bottomless pit. Could jump down there. Fuck it. This little yellow armor? We need to find the other switch. Got that one. There we go, super nail gun. There. I don't know where the other switch is. Interesting. Hit that. It's in here somewhere. Two levers. Back here. Nope. In this room. Nope. I like the arrows pointing down into the death pit. Yeah, I'll go ahead and just jump down there. Oh, hey. Wait a second. Oh, that's a really fast-moving platform. I'm definitely going to die here trying to do this, but... Okay, there we go. I would have maybe, I don't know if there's 2 platforms, I would have maybe put a second platform just to kind of really hammer home that this is where you're supposed to go. Yeah, but maybe had like 2 platforms instead of just the one, and then had like slow them down a little bit. Push on top by jumping into the abyss, okay. I'm gonna trust this map. There we go, okay. Map did not lie to me. What's in here? Oh, hey. I don't know why there's such a delay between those groups of enemies. That was a little bit weird. It was like the first group before kind of came out, and then there was like a really long pause before the next group. Yeah, that was pretty fun though. It was like a nice little map sanctioned quad run of sorts. I mean, kind of a secret, but pretty hard to miss one. I like this. Again, the brushwork in this level is really fantastic. I love these pillars that kind of flare out at the top. Got a little stuck on something there. Under here? No. Kind of weird brushwork for this area. It looks like it's like a platform that's supposed to come down or something. I guess that's because it's supposed to. Just realized I'm stuck down here. Go. Hold on, is this door gonna come back down? Nope. That door looked weird. I expected it to like slide open, not up. This room's very cool. I like this thing in the center here. It's very neat. Again, lots of just like cool little details in the brushwork here. Oh, wait, what? Oh, it takes all your weapons away. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. That was Dark Halls of Niz Part 1 by Detrohaga. Oh, there's little numbers here. That's actually very helpful. I just noticed those. Not quite as good as the start map telling you which ones you've completed, but helpful nonetheless. That was pretty good. I really enjoyed that map. Excellent brushwork, some really good encounter design, lots of fun kind of tricks and traps. I always talk about how in Quake the level itself should feel like an entity, like it's kind of working against you. You know, it's sort of predicting what you're going to do and then trying to, you know, to trick you in fun and interesting ways. And that level kind of did that perfectly. So, well done. Really good map. Moving on. Oh, I think this is a... Oh, this is like a continuation. Okay. Interesting. Lots of blood. Okay, well, you maybe could have just let me keep the super shotgun. That works. I'd like that. Here. Oh. Close it. Interesting. Alright, well I appreciate the fact that they kind of got me back up to speed here pretty quick. Oh hey, we were already been here before, right? We haven't. It looks similar to one of the rooms from the last map. Does this work? Nope. This is clipped. Okay. Ooh, I like this little cute little spiral staircases. Look at that. That's nice. It's a really minor touch, but I like how the elevator has like these little, instead of just being flat, it's just kind of like you have these like blocks in the back that are like kind of the mechanism that take it up and down. Yeah, very minor touch, but minor detail, but I like it. Although this door is incorrect. See how, okay, so I don't know what's going on here, but like this is like two halves of a door. You have this half here, this half here, and you can kind of see the seam running down the middle. Now you would expect a door like this to slide left and this part to slide right, but then it just goes up. I would have used a different texture here. Or just made the door slide instead of going slide left to right, left and right instead of up and down. Oh, I didn't even notice you. Not yet. I like the cave in here. It's pretty neat. Probably whiffed that first aid. I made up for it. Below is active. Okay. Good to know. This is cool. I like this. Pretty neat, like traveling between kind of parts of the level is just like straight through the rock. It's very cool. Again, this door does the same thing. It doesn't go left and right, it goes up and down, but it looks like it should go left and right. I don't know, the doors are screwy on this map. This is like my only big piece of criticism are the doors. Takes care of that. Ooh, look at you. I would like a yellow armor. Oh, get back up. Oh, okay. You never know. I don't know. Some maps are just like, it just insta kill you if you fall into the void like that. Came in here, hit that switch. Now what? This one? Is this where we came from? Oh, no. Here we go. It's the other switch. Another one over here. There is. Well, I was expecting another board. He's over here. Doesn't seem like it. This elevator goes like a little too high with those things. Again, I like the things that are kind of sticking out the side. They need to be a little bit shorter, and eventually kind of like having them jut out like this looks really weird. Oh. Got the rocket launcher to start the fight. Oh, Jesus, okay. I wish I was a little bit faster. Quad would have been nice here. Let's get some infighting going here. Oof, that was fun. The only like minor criticism I'd have here is I would have maybe I would have added a little bit of height variation, like maybe kind of make this kind of like area back here kind of like high ground. Not by like too much, but just like a small staircase here that you can kind of walk up, and you kind of are at like a height advantage up here, just to kind of make the area feel a little less flat. You could also do the middle. You could do a staircase here leading up and then have this middle kind of portion being taller. Or I guess you would kind of lower this side portion. That'd probably be a lot easier. But yeah, that kind of my only I guess suggestion. Where's this go? Oh, okay, this is like another quad. Proceed to the exit. Let's say proceed to the exit or return to the beginning. Okay. Oh, I love this exit here. This is cool. Fantastic map. Really, really excellent. Kind of set of maps here. I am a little bit curious why they couldn't just be one map. Because I've definitely seen maps like way larger than this. I don't know if there's like some technical limitation. Or maybe he kind of made the first map and then went back and was like, I'll make some more, but decided to just make it like a different thing. Just because maybe the first entry was already submitted. And he's like, well, I'll just do a follow-up because I have time or whatever. Either way, both really good set of maps. Really good, great brushwork, great encounter design. Lots of fun tricks and traps. The level itself felt really alive. The only thing I didn't like was the doors. And then I think at the end also, a little bit of height variation would have helped. But otherwise, yeah, I don't know. Really great maps. Oh shit, I didn't do that. And again, that was the Dark Halls of Niz by Detro Haga, parts 1 and 2. Ooh, okay, I like this. I probably would have chilled with the, ooh, these like side blocks look a little bit weird. I see what they're trying to do, but like these blocks here like look too chunky. They look way bigger than these blocks. You have to be careful when making stuff on an angle to not make it too big. I also would have chilled out with the runic block texture here. Use it a little more sparingly. Like this whole inside could have been like a different texture, and then you just kind of have the runic blocks along the edges as like a trim. Because when you have too many of them, it doesn't look right. This room visually looks really nice, though. The lava pouring out of the ceiling here. See, this is how these doors are supposed to work. I'm gonna let them close. So you have this half and this half. There's a seam down the middle. They go left and right. Some really nice brushwork in this level so far. Yeah, the environment feels very, very alive. Very, really pops. Is this guy gonna try and fight the zombies? Kind of the layout of this map as well. Oh, now he jumps off, okay. Interesting. Oh, yeah, I was supposed to go up there. projectiles that are chasing me. Oh, never mind, they're all gone. Go. Finale? Oh. No, you don't. Get out of here. That was pretty fun. That was a good map. Really, really nice brushwork, some cool encounter design. I like the lava. Kind of gave it a very, like, red, those very, like, harsh kind of reds in some of those rooms looked really good. Nice texture work. Nice kind of overall layout of the areas. And kind of how they kind of did a really good job kind of very naturally looping these areas kind of back into each other. Yeah, I don't know. It was just a really solid map. That was American's Basement by Doritos 420. What a name. Okay, yeah. Just making sure that was the right map. Moving on. Starts off pretty quiet. Oh, I like these. These are cool. It's like things sticking out of the wall. These like vents or whatever. It's a very cool visual. And back there, fortunate. I would have maybe just made this a staircase. This ramp is like a little awkward to kind of move around on. It feels a little bit weird. Can you go down here? I think so. Oh shit. That's what those noises were. Oh wait. Oh, never mind. I think he hit that ogre, but the ogre can't really hit him now. I was hoping these guys would get into a fight, but it's okay. Go. I just tried to crouch to shoot those scrags. Which is pretty bad. When I play Quake 2, I forget that crouch is a thing, and then when I play Quake 1, I'm trying to crouch to kill stuff. Right. Dead end. Yeah, I'm going this way. I love the floor in this room. I was hoping these guys would start fighting each other. Or something. There we go, that's helpful. Green armor over there. That's maybe a shortcut back. This looks like a pain in the ass to get, but I don't even need it. There we go. Yeah, it's just a shortcut back. Alright, silver key door. There you are. Whoa, look at this thing. That's pretty cool. Oh my god, this whole room is like a big crusher. Pretty cool. I assume that this is all a big crusher as well. Yep. Pretty cool. Fun tricks and traps in that room. Some extra rockets for us. So back this way. So gold key door. Enemies to kill. Shoot this way real fast. No, that's a lot. I like this little like pedestal that the quad is on. It's very cool. It's very like striking brushwork in this level. Look at that. Gate is open. So now. Oh, I guess I could just jump on this thing. Down here. Not really. So you go back for that green armor. I guess I should, it's right here. Go. That was easy. Death Knight was kind of stuck on the platform there, unfortunately. Ooh, that's cool. I like that. Pretty fun map. Very, very striking visuals. It's like some of the brushwork just really, really stood out. Lots of like tricks and traps. The encounter design wasn't all there, I feel, but the really cool like crusher rooms I really liked. Lots like little platforming challenges. Stuff like that is always a lot of fun. I also really enjoyed how the first part of that map was very just like quiet. Like I just wasn't sure what the hell was going to happen. That was pretty neat. was Delirium Sinistrum by Groove. I'm probably saying that wrong. Ooh. Tech-based map? Not really. Interesting way to start a map. Like this grenade launcher as like the workhorse weapon as I'm doing here. It's kind of neat. Where does Hooker's backpack go? I gived him so hard there was no backpack. I like this room, this kind of pillar here. I think this pillar should have probably extended into like the lava. Would have been neat. I guess it's kind of like broken on the bottom, but it's kind of another map so far that feels very linear. Not terrible, just kind of like run straight away to the ends. How would we get up there? Oh, I see. Get up there first. Jump down to the red armor. You know, I think I would have maybe just committed to the bit and just have the grenade launcher be like the main weapon, just like feed the player like rockets the whole time. I think that would have been really unique, really fun. I like this room. This room's kind of opened up a little bit. So far it's been like a lot of hallways and what have you. But, it's kind of a nice big open arena type room. A little flat, but it's okay. We good? Nope. So I got a comment on that elevator once I kill all these guys. So kind of like I was talking about on, not the last map, but the map before that, the elevator has those like little things in the back of them that kind of, you know, show you like, okay, this is how this is the mechanism that makes the elevator rise, right? This elevator also has that in the back. It has like this little triangle brush, which is, you know, that's fine. But there's no track. There's no track on the wall here. There needs to be like an indent on the wall that the elevator uses to kind of ride it. Otherwise, having this little piece right here doesn't make any sense. Just gonna give me both of these. Choose. I like that. I always like choices in these maps. It's a lot of fun when you get to choose between like a powerful, like two different weapons, or like between like weapons and armor. got a map sanctioned quad run. Glad I went with the super nail gun. He's juicing me up here. Got one more chance. Red armor, I could just face tank this guy, honestly. Test concluded. Okay. I don't really understand why there was like little bits of like tech base, kind of like the tech base texture set in like portions. I don't know if this was supposed to be like a holodeck type of situation, or like we're in like a fake like Quake world. If that makes any sense? Not Quake World the multiplayer, but you know like the Elder World in Quake. Because there's obviously like there's like the tech base stuff with like the grunts and everything, and then you kind of go through the slip gate. You get the idea. So I don't know if this was like supposed to be like a fake Elder World, or if this was, yeah, I don't know what was going on here. It was kind of weird. Pretty fun map though. A little linear at first, but it kind of opened up, which was really nice. Some cool encounters. Some of the rooms I felt were a little flat and could use some height variation, just a little bit. I like the map sanctioned quad run. Is always really fun. Brushwork was okay. Nothing crazy, but the map looked nice. Yeah, another solid level. That was Unseen Eyes by Icosphere. Icoshi? Icoshi, okay. Moving on. Oh! Another map where we kind of get to see our enemies before they see us at the start, which I like quite a bit. Wow, this is a very dense area. A lot going on here. Ambush there. I like the use of kind of the really harsh reds. This map looks nice. Like the whole map is kind of like bathed in like a soft kind of red glow. Some oranges as well. Colored lighting looks really nice when done well. Some really nice brushwork on this map too. Goodies there. Get rid of you. Yep. Ooh, yes I can. I really like how dense this map is and how well it kind of uses space. Like the layout here is really well done. That quad would have been real nice. Where the button for that is. Oh, there you are. Right there, though. It's kind of... you have to, like, get right into this corner to see it from down here. There's a well-hidden secret. It's okay. We got it for whatever this is. It worked out in our favor. Yeah, that was the exit. Okay, really cool map. Again, I love how like dense the map was. Really compact and just like a super good use of like space. A really nice layout where you're kind of, you keep traveling through that main hallway. You kind of keep cycling back to it once you grab a key. It was like, basically like kind of a hub area in a way, but I guess disguised a little bit better, because usually hub areas, you think of like a hub area and it's like kind of a very large area, and it's like here's the gold key door, here's the silver key door, here's where you can go with no keys. It's all kind of spread out, but just the way everything kind of overlapped and reconnected back into that room was great. Some fun encounter design, some interesting brushwork. The texturing was okay. I really love the colors, though. The colored lighting in this map was fantastic. I just love that persistent kind of reddish, orangish glow across this whole map. Another good one. That was They Might Bait the Pentagram by Iago. Seems like a Quake World reference. Ooh, I like this room. That's really cool. It's a very neat visual there. Crack in the wall. Oh, right. I like that. Another level where we kind of get to look around a little bit here before really getting into it. Here we are. Oh my god, there's so many ogres. There we go. This is what I wanted. To get the boomstick. Well, I guess this is the boomstick. This really, the super shotgun really should be the boomstick. You think about it. It's the Evil Dead reference. I love the brushwork and kind of the upper areas of this map look fantastic. It's very, it reminds me of like Brutalism almost. Just these just kind of the way it's laid out. Like this area especially looks really great. So I love how kind of open-ended this area is. Like you can kind of just go wherever almost. Just like kind of multiple little passages. Ooh, here's the door. I don't know how you get into that quad. Probably a switch or something in here. Take a look around. Nice lava texture. The only thing I would have maybe done for this area is I would have mixed up the enemies a little bit more. It's just kind of a lot of ogres and a lot of knights. I would have thrown like some scrags or something in there as well. Kind of like a minor nitpick, but you know. Like the way those doors open. Got a very weighty feel to them. Oh, look at this area. Visually, this might be like one of the best looking levels yet. Like, there's not a lot here going on gameplay-wise, but this kind of like lava fall area looks really nice. I would have done a little bit more with the lighting. It's kind of just like white lighting over here, which looks a little bit weird. I think this room could have been like a really kind of harsh red, just with all the lava. Looked a little bit better, would help things. There you see that damn quad again. Secrets on the sides seem like it. That has a really great verticality as well. There's a lot of floors kind of layered on top of each other. Doesn't feel like super overwhelming either, which is good. This room's a little plain. I don't know, these areas are really well designed. It almost, you know what this actually reminds me of? Kind of looking at it from up here. This feels like a deathmatch map. This really feels like a DM map. Something that you'd find in multiplayer. I do feel like there could have been more enemies in here. Not necessarily ogres to shoot nades down, but just like, as you kind of progress through this room, have, you know, more scrags, you know, have some more death knights, so on and so forth. Some of these rooms just feel a little bit empty for like their size, just a little sparse. The quad again? Yep, there's that quad again. See, I keep thinking there's going to be something on the sides of these like crusher rooms here. else. What's Lizard 4 at? There you are. Go there. This ogre. That hurt. It's just like little cubby down here. It's kind of cool. It's a little alternate path, I guess. Oh. Oh. There's a different quad. Interesting. Oh, can you just go through those? I've seen like a bunch of those little indents, but I figured those were like doors you had to open up somehow. I didn't realize you could just walk through them. Just take you. Is that the end of the level? Okay, that was a little unceremonious. I think this level had some really stunning visuals and some like really cool like visual set pieces. Like this kind of lava falls room, I think looks really nice. I think some of the earlier rooms too, with just like the brushwork, look fantastic. I liked how a lot of the areas you could really just explore and kind of go around. It didn't feel like, you didn't feel like, okay, I have to go down this hallway, then turn right, and then whatever. It was kind of just like these larger, almost deathmatch style like areas that you could just kind of go wherever you wanted to, and there was just like a key or something, to progress to the next one. I think the big problem was the encounter design just wasn't all there. I don't think the encounter design was like super interesting. It just kind of felt like he placed like ogres. It was just like, I don't know, here's an ogre, throw a couple death knights in there, whatever. Maybe a scrag, why not? I didn't feel like a lot of thought went into it, I guess is what I'm getting at. Again, it feels like this was almost made as like a deathmatch map or something. This feels very like, and that's kind of like more my realm. Like I do like multiplayer mapping. It's like more what I'm interested in terms of like trading maps. And this 100% feels like a multiplayer map. At least a lot of these areas do. Like you could probably cut out some of these rooms and make like a deathmatch map out of them. So yeah, very, very cool visuals. I just think the encounters, in terms of like the encounters, actually need to be tightened up a little bit, or had some more thought put into them. What was that? That was The Restless Mills by Alexander. We have one more map on this floor to go. Ooh, lots of this one texture being used here. I personally would have, I probably would have used a different texture here, like instead of just this one like stippled metal or whatever this is supposed to be. Yeah, I would have used a different. Jesus, this texture's everywhere. Yeah, I would have used a different texture. This room is cool. Like the layout's not bad. Like visually, it looks nice. I just again would have used some different textures. Okay, let's see what we're doing. Okay, well, let's try that again. Wait, did I quick save? I did quick save, okay. Let's get ready. you. I'm just gonna have to tank this. It's okay though. Okay. This war over here. I think you always have to be really careful about what kind of enemies you throw at the player while they're on these like tiny little moving platforms. I think it's really easy to kind of overwhelm the player and like knock them off. Okay, now I gotta wait for this thing to come back. Oh, there it is. Is it just gonna go, or do I gotta hit the button again? It's just gonna go. Saw that mega back there, but I'm just gonna get across here. Yeah. Neat. Now I can really use that thing. Assume this thing is gonna. Yep. Go. These buttons are like two recessed into the wall here. You have to like really like they don't stick out far enough, I guess is what I'm saying. One of the buttons earlier in the little moving platform section had the same issue where it was like too recessed into the wall. Back here, getting kind of some of the brushwork here is nice. I like these pillars. There's like a secret or something back there. Does this go up? Doesn't seem like it. Grab all the ammo. Yeah. Any goodies in here? Okay. That's helpful. that's pretty cool. I like that. Little map sanction quad run here. Pretty cool. Interesting level. I like some of the brushwork. I think the texture work was just like completely off. There was like huge swathes, like you can even see it here in the background of just like the same texture, and it doesn't look great. That like stippled metal texture just doesn't look good when it's plastered over a giant area. I would have broken that up. Some interesting kind of like traps and tricks in this level, and some kind of some neat encounter design, let's say. I kind of didn't like the moving platform section. Like I said, anytime you have like moving platforms, you got to be really careful about like what kind of combat you're going to, what kind of enemies you're going to throw at the player. Because like any kind of combat, you know, Quake has very fast movement. It's very easy to fall off those platforms. You kind of just have to tank whatever hits come your way. I would have made the platforms maybe just like a smidge bigger. But other than that, I don't know. I think it was an alright map. Like I said, I think the biggest problem with the texture work just doesn't look great, which is surprising because I think the brushwork was okay. That was Magma Fondue by Caffeine Freak. Alright, that is our first 10 maps done. Now we got 10 more. Or I guess 7 more. Let's do it clockwise again. Okay, come on, guys, please. What's going on with the doors? You have the seam running down the middle for a reason. This goes left, this goes right. If you want a door that goes up and down, use a different texture. Please, Jesus. I like the big diamond of lava, that looks cool. That was an awful experience. Having a boomstick. This layout is very wacky. It's just like the same room, copy and pasted. Oh my god, they're doing the door thing again. It doesn't even like look right. Like having this like a narrow, like when you have like this almost like triangular door shape, like having the door go up like that just looks weird. Like you would want the doors to go left and right. I don't know. Got a maze? Okay, that's different. I haven't seen any good doors in these maps yet. We've seen some pretty decent maps, but no really good doors. I always appreciate like a really unique looking door that like opens in a cool way. You know, we just haven't really seen any of those yet. Pretty fun little maze here. I appreciate the kind of Valve-style blue balling, where we have zombies in the maze, and then we have like ogres with nades up top, and then at the end you kind of get the grenade launcher and you can kill all the zombies if you want to. Classic little secret there. Pentagram way up there. This Crag just ate that second nade there along with the ogre. It's a nice little 2-for-1. Oh wait, I know how you get over there. Never mind, I screwed it up. Go get that pentagram. I think I know how you get over there. Pretty sure this is the way. Yeah, there we go. I don't think there's anything neat down there. Right. Let's go with this teleporter here. Kind of just wasted that pentagram. It's okay. I get the gold key. I forgot I had an LG. Use the waiting gun on that guy. That's pretty cool. I like that. Probably would have spawned some like actual enemies, like maybe have like a Death Knight drop, like a Death Knight pop in from here, and then have like knights in these like little cubbies. At this point, the player has like a pretty substantial arsenal. Did I ever get the gold key? Where's the gold key at? I didn't grab the gold key, did I? I don't have a gold key. Oh, there it is. Okay. Some more cells. A little obvious what was going to happen here. I would have, I think what I would have done here is maybe, like, slowly have this come down and have there be, like, a dog or something in here. And then maybe these break open and that these are where the shamblers come from. Then maybe this, like, this thing kind of goes up into the ceiling so you can kind of use it to dodge, or maybe you have to kind of come up here. I don't know, I would have just subverted expectations there, because that was very obvious what was going to happen. It was an okay map. It feels like somebody's first level, or like some new mapper. It wasn't terrible. I think if it was a new mapper, I think they did a pretty good job. Let's go see, who was that? That was Crosses by Kaz115. I don't recognize that name, so I assume it's a newish mapper. It was a pretty good level, though. They didn't make the usual pitfalls of being like overly ambitious. They seem to kind of understand how to construct a level and set up a layout and whatnot. There was even that one really, really good ambush with the door. I feel like the difficulty of it was a little low, or I guess non-existent because it was just zombies. But I feel like the way they actually set up that ambush was really smart. You kind of see a door, it's like, oh yeah, walk towards the door, and then it's like, nope. Then the side doors open up and there's a bunch of enemies there. Unfortunately, the enemies were just zombies, but I think they got the idea right. Just the execution wasn't there. This is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, not a bad level for what I assume is a new mapper. Moving on. Operate the other side. Nope. Ogre could win this. I did like an okay amount of damage to the Fiend. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Fiend wasn't particularly healthy. There's just so much stuff to shotgun this level. So there's just kind of a big loop here. This like green. Wait, what? Dot. Interesting. There's a secret through there. The green trims look a little out of place in this level. Like, I think that this green trim up top here looks a little strange. But otherwise, the brushwork here is really, really nice. Killing that ogre for me. And this just kind of circles us back around here. Is there an elevator somewhere? Here. Go. Kind of reminds me of like a sock level, almost. Not like quite as good, but it's like almost there. Just with the layout, like some of the brushwork. This guy. That's it. Pretty good map. Really solid layout. Those green trims, I think, are a little out of place in a map like this. They just kind of stood out in like a weird way. The encounter design was interesting. It was kind of just like non-stop action. There wasn't a whole lot of how do I word it? There wasn't like a whole lot of, I don't want to say thought, because there was some good like ambushes and setups and whatnot, but it felt like it was just sending tons of enemies at me. If that makes any sense. Maybe not like a bad thing, I don't know. It felt like a very like intensive kind of map. It felt like every corner there was just like an ogre or like a death knight around it. Maybe just because the level was very compact. Like I said, not really a bad thing, just kind of interesting. Kind of, I guess, encounter design compared to some other levels. I liked it though. I don't know. I had fun. I think it was a good map. Like I said, I think brushwork was really nice. Visuals look really nice. The only thing is those damn green trims are a little out of place. But other than that, I like this map. That was Deja Voodoo by Kurt Damage. Fun name. That might be another new mapper, somebody I don't really recognize. Oh, this looks great. Oh, this is really impressive. Oh my god. The visuals here are out of control. There we go. That's a cool door opening. Having those 3 doors and they kind of open one after another. Is there anything back here? No, nothing back there. I love these platforms, or these like walkways. They're just kind of made out of these like thin metal brushes. They look really good. The brushwork overall in this level is really phenomenal. Alpha did a fantastic job. downstairs does. You got like this broken pillar here. Grab that. Honestly, I can't find anything negative to say about this map. This is a very well made map. Okay. Oh, okay. That was kind of bullshit. Hopefully we're not too far back. Grab all those goodies. That hurt. Some of these rocks are a little off. Like, it's kind of weird that these are like... I guess if there was like one negative is like this rock wall doesn't look super great. Like, these brushes are all kind of sticking out in like a really weird sort of way. I'll give my speech about rock walls in Quake and like brush-based games. They're pretty hard to do, making natural looking rock walls out of brushes. A lot of the times you can make them too spiky or sometimes make them too flat. It's a very fine balance to be had. A lot of it is also dependent on like the texture you use. I think the issue here is that like the brushes just don't line up. Like you see like this is kind of sticking out in like a weird way. This is sticking way out in a weird way. I'm not sure if this is intentional or if like something broke during compiling. It looks kind of strange. I don't know. But it's pretty minor. You'd have to really be looking for that. You. Actually, I have no idea how I would get this. Oh, here we go. There was something back there. Look at that. Okay, onto the silky door. That ogre shot me through like 2 sets of bars. Just like a dead-on direct hit. That's crazy. No enemy in any other game ever has matched the accuracy of the Quake ogre with its grenades. Oh, hey, look that. Here. Nice. Oh, disappeared. Interesting. Oh, that was cool. Shambler jump scare there. What a great level. Some really fantastic visuals. The brushwork, the texturing. There was some weirdness with some of the rock walls, but very minor. I don't think anybody but like weirdos like myself would notice. Some really funny counter design. Again, a very dense map, good use of space, kind of having you constantly backtrack through that main room, kind of climbing up the different levels and what have you. I don't know. Overall, really solid map. That was Punctum Verventus by Kettery. Probably saying that wrong. It's okay. I already got a bad feeling about this one. Okay, this isn't too bad. I saw like the random like tech-based enemies at the start. They were like two little grunts. I'm like, oh no. That hurt. I'd really love a super shotgun right about now. Just gonna let those ogres hang out back there because I don't have a super shotgun yet. Can't go this way anyways. It's okay. It's like a random bit of water back there. I probably wouldn't have let the player progress so far along that path just to be met with the, hey, you gotta go you actually went the wrong way. Now you have to go all the way back with the silver key. Fun little secret area. Just jump over those projectiles. I don't even think I can go this way yet. I don't have a silver key, do I? No, I have to go all the way back again. think the scale is a little bit too big. I think some of these areas are a little too large. Not by like a whole lot, but just by like a little bit. It's like tiny, some of these areas could be a tiny bit smaller. Done something with the height in this room. This room felt very plain. Like maybe have these side areas be a little bit, like have there be like a dip in the middle, have these side areas be like raised, or you could have the side areas kind of be dipped down a little bit and the middle kind of be raised. I don't know. Just something to like spice this room up. The two Vors with the Knights I think is a fine setup for an encounter, but the room is just like totally flat. I also maybe would have removed one of these one of these sets of pillars, maybe like the middle one. Get rid of these, or better yet, you get rid of these and then only have this middle set of pillars to make this actually challenging. Weapon progression's a little weird in this map. It's kind of strange that I don't have a grenade launcher yet. Go. Appreciate them giving me the pillar here to hide behind. That hurt. What was the gold key door? Actually, don't remember. Goodies in the water here. This seems like a gold key door up here somewhere. I probably would have locked this door so that you can't do this. That was an okay level. The visuals were nothing to really write home about, but they didn't look terrible. Just like a pretty standard use of textures and some okay brushwork. The encounter design was not bad. I think the problem was really the layout. The level was like a little too large in some areas, and I really didn't like the fact that you could really go pretty far on the other side of the map and then just be stopped by the silver key door and then have to backtrack all the way to the other side to get the silver key. I think being able to go a certain amount of the way is fine, but I really would have had had there be a stop sooner. To like, yeah, you need the silver key before you can advance. You need to go back the other way. Just like a little bit sooner. Like the map let me go really far before I ran into that silver key door. Weapon progression was a little bit weird, not having a grenade launcher and then just kind of getting the rocket launcher later on. Not the worst thing ever, but a little bit strange. For the encounters, one annoying thing was there's a lot of war fights where there was just like no cover. Like that one pit, the one water pit kind of trap, where there's just like a vor on the high ground, and there's nothing to block the projectiles or catch the projectiles on. So you literally just have to, you know, quickly kill the Vor and then kite the projectiles into the fiends. And then that last encounter as well, with the two Death Knights and the Vor kind of blocking the exit, was very, it was kind of, it was, I guess, very goofy, because there was just no cover, so it was like the best strategy is to literally just, like, S-key back into the previous room, and then, like, spam rockets, so... What map? Who was that? That was Wizard of Grey by Lobotomy Lobster. I feel like I've recognized that name. Where do we have to go? 13? Like, a couple more, okay. Okay, moving on. Next map. That's kind of cool. Oh, Death Knight's jumping all over the place. I always like fun use of the trigger jump. I think if you're really smart about the your usage of trigger jump, you can kind of make the monsters feel a lot more mobile than they typically are in Quake. Probably could jump up there somehow. I guess it doesn't really matter, I can just go this way. This is a weird little area, I don't know why this exists. Oh. Just because of this. This feels really retro. And like this feels like something out of like one of the like Quake episodes. It feels like a secret map or something. I like the floor in here. How it's like broken up, and then you kind of have these bars. Where's this guy? That backpack. Oh, almost jumped into the lava. Yeah, this definitely, this feels like very retro, but in a good way, I guess. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, it kind of works. Like, the layout and stuff like that, it has, like, that very, I guess, 90s kind of feel to it. Like, visually, it doesn't look like I guess visually it looks nice, but it looks like something out of, like, one of the original episodes. Which is pretty impressive. That hurt. Where's this square at? Where are you? Is that it? Let's grab that. Let's pick up all these goodies. Oh, damn, I guess I could have went this way. I wasn't really sure. There's a couple ways to drop down there, so... I got like trapped in that corner because I didn't want the spawn to start jumping around because I lobbed a nade in here, so I just kind of had to eat that one nade. Oh, that was unexpected. Probably went a little overzealous with the blood on the floor in this room. I know kind of what they were going for, like the zombies and whatnot, but it's a little much. Looks a little silly. There we go. I was trying to get those two to fight. Perfect. Oh, the fiends. Don't mess with the fiend. I guess I put a nade into the boar, so he just took off. It's kind of a dickish trap. I heard a spawn somewhere around here. Where? Oh, it's a shambler. Oh, there you are. That's a cool door, made out of the runic blocks. I would have maybe, the only thing about this door I would have maybe done a little bit different is have it open in like a really unique way, like have all the blocks kind of go out in like a different direction or whatever, instead of just having it slide open like that, but it was a cool looking door. Lightning gun here. Fresh yellow armor. Very nice. How far they can lob those nades. Ridiculous. I like the wind tunnels in this map. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh shit. How do I get back up though? Random blocks lowering into the lava. It's kind of a cool idea. Oh. There's the exit. Pretty cool map, actually. I was very surprised by that one. At first, I kind of like that initial kind of room that you're seeing in the background now is very like blocky and just kind of like a little. It's very like boxy and kind of plain, and I wasn't really expecting a whole lot. But that was like an impressively a deceptively good map. Like it really did a fantastic job emulating that original sort of style. Like I said, it felt this room in particular felt like Vertigo Ziggurat, or Ziggurat Vertigo, whatever the name is of that secret map from the first episode. But the whole map had like a very Quake 1 original episode feel to it. If that makes any sense. Like it emulated that style like almost perfectly. Like if you had put this in front of me and said like this is like a lost map made by like, you know, one of the original devs, I might have believed it. What map was that? That was, oh no. That was Akiladama's Channel by Nicolicious. Well done. Good map. Lots of liberal use of this rock texture. I probably would have done something a little bit different for the floor in here. Yeah, I would have broken it up just a little bit, maybe. I like this bridge though. This bridge looks pretty cool. I can't go through there. Oh my god, the scale of this map feels very, very off. I kind of like these giant rune blocks, though. They look like the textures are like a little overly stretched, but they look pretty cool. I preferred a little bit more ammo. Nail gun there. Yeah, it's a pretty cool area. I think it's just a little too large. Unless they're planning on doing something crazy in this room a little bit later. The scale here feels like a little too big. So I'd really like a super shotgun. Like anything to just get rid of this boomstick, please. Some nails would be great. I'd take some nails. I don't want a boomstick ogres. You're gonna start like throwing ogres at the player. You really gotta like either load them up on nails and have them kind of main the nail gun, or give them a super shotgun. Don't like play around. The boomstick. I've said this before, but the boomstick in Quake is the equivalent of the pistol in Doom. It is not powerful, it is not useful. When you start throwing these higher, like, or not, I say higher relatively speaking, higher tier enemies like the Death Knight and Ogres at the player, it starts getting really annoying because you're just sitting there holding the button down doing this. And it just takes forever to kill these guys because they're very, very spongy. You can definitely give the player the nail gun. I think the nail gun is, like, gameplay-wise, a lot more satisfying than just like sitting there and boomsticking stuff. But you have to give them sufficient ammo. I'm just basically speedrunning this map at this point, just trying to find a super shotgun or more nails, so I don't want to use the boomstick. Now you're throwing boars at me, and I still don't have a super shotgun. I don't even have a grenade launcher to deal with these guys. There's the super shotgun. You need to put this super shotgun like way earlier. I should have had this super shotgun already. There's absolutely no reason to like be sending boars at me with a boomstick. That was a big ass explosion. Yeah, you really. One thing about like these kinds of levels is you really gotta put some thought into like your weapon progression, right? Sitting around just doing this for 35 minutes, just like, all right, you know, it's not very fun. Just don't be afraid to just give the player the super shotgun. It's just kind of the workhorse of this game. It's the standard weapon. Quake enemies are very squishy. It's weird that button had to be shot. Quake enemies are very squishy by design because they couldn't have, unlike Doom, they couldn't have a lot of enemies on screen at once when they released Quake. So they just made them squishy and gave them a bunch of health, which is fine. But you then have to kind of give the player like more powerful weapons to kind of deal with these big groups of enemies. I like some of the design cues in this. I really do like the use of these big rune blocks. The blood on the ceiling here looks weird. The texture just kind of doesn't look great, stretched out like that, and repeated. Like, same thing in here. This doesn't look great, but I do like these trims. These kind of runic trims look really nice. I would have just got rid of this texture. Also, having this button be shootable instead of just pressable is very strange. Just like a weird decision. It's not a super big deal, but we're starting to get into like serious Sam territory a little bit here with some of this encounter design. I hate serious Sam, by the way. Those games are just awful. I can do that. That works. Go down here. Is this open? Yeah, it feels like the encounter design like didn't have a lot of thought put into it. I just feel like I'm kind of running into like, here's two fiends, here's a group of these guys, here's a big, here's just two Vors sitting on a staircase or whatever. Like, here's a Vor, but there's no. I guess I can go way over here for a line of sight break. There we go. And here's a bunch of zombies and a bunch of Death Knights. I've played maps like this before, and I really don't like them. Just like this sort of design, unfortunately, it's just not for me. Where it's just like these really giant levels and there's just monsters everywhere, just kind of haphazardly put about. I'm a bigger fan of like very tightly put together maps, where kind of the author had a lot of kind of sort of thought put into like monster placement and whatnot. And it just doesn't feel like that's really happening here. I like some of the visuals on this map. I think are very nice. Like I like these big blocks here. These look really cool. These kind of blocks, they're like turned or at like an angle. But yeah, the scale of this map feels like a little too big for like not enough time was able to go into perhaps like some of the encounter design. As well as the weapon progression. Like I said, getting the super shotgun that late is not great. Just dead ends. There's nothing. Oh, okay. I guess that is a dead end. I'm gonna drop down here. Here's another shambler. I guess my issue is like it doesn't like the way this map is kind of handling like the encounters feels very haphazard, which I've already said, but it's just like it doesn't feel clever in a way that's like, oh hey, that's pretty cool. It doesn't give you that like, oh shit, kind of like, oh this is really neat. It's like I think these rooms look nice, and obviously I think this level is like fairly well constructed, if not a little bit too large. But it's like, what about this room requires like a shambler counter? It's like you kind of drop down here, these bars close, we're getting to like a new area, and then it's like, oh, here's a shambler. It's like, okay, well, I guess in my mind, I kind of see shamblers as like a sort of a boss enemy. I don't know. See what's up here. This elevator moves very slow for some reason. Fiend behavior in this game is so strange. Sometimes fiends will just like continuously spam their leap attack, and other times they will other times they'll just kind of walk at you. Oh, these guys are fighting. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I think it's just like, because I'm trying to like put it more elegantly, like what my issue is here. I think it's just like the map. It just feels like it's spamming enemies at me, and it's not doing so in like a clever way. Like I don't think there's anything clever about it. Like you come in here, there's no like the room is very flat. It's literally a box. This was originally up, and then here's a shambler. I got lucky and I walked into him and I telefragged him. But if I didn't do that, I would have had to literally just tank shambler hits while this Vor is shooting projectiles at me. And then once that's done, I have to kill the Vor or like use this door to kind of catch the projectiles. And, I mean, I was able to cheese the Vor out, thankfully. And then a bunch of enemies come out over here. It's just like it doesn't feel like clever or interesting. Like I said, I think visually the map looks nice. It's just, I think a lot of the brushwork is cool. A lot of these areas visually look interesting. It looks like Quake. It doesn't have that pizzazz. It doesn't have that cleverness. The map itself doesn't feel alive in a way that it needs to. That yeah, I don't know, there's some visually, so I think this rock texture, I think this author way overused this rock texture. They need to break that up a little bit, or maybe use a different one. Maybe some lighting would have also helped. Put in some like kind of darker shadows to kind of, I guess, dampen like how much you see that texture, because it's really overused. I think that first area, it's used as like the floor, the ceiling, and the walls, which is just like never great. I would have definitely tried to like break that up a little bit and use something different, or again, maybe use some lighting tricks to kind of hide some of it in shadows. Visually, I think this map was nice looking. It was a very interesting. I like some of the design elements, particularly in this. If you look in the background here, you can kind of see those pillars with the blocks that are turned like 45 degrees. Those look really cool. There's a lot of other like really cool looking brushwork like that throughout this map. It was visually like a nice spectacle. There's a lot of big kind of areas that were very neat looking. I do think the scale was a little too large in some areas, like unnecessarily large. But aside from that, I think visuals, it was okay. The real issue was the gameplay. Weapon progression was just out of whack. You can't be throwing like Vors and shit at me when I have like 5 nails and a boomstick. The regular shotty. I mean, you can do that, but it's just not very fun gameplay, unfortunately. It's very tedious to have to boomstick down a lot of these higher level enemies. It's very repetitive. It's not fun. It feels like I'm grinding at that point. I'm playing like an RPG, grinding mobs or something, and just kind of pressing the button. Um, Obviously, it doesn't mean that you have to give the player like a rocket launcher and a quad damage so they can one shot everything, right? But like I think the happy medium there is the super shotgun. It allows for you to kill enemies quick enough without them being complete bullet sponges, but also still have to kind of dodge their attacks and move around the room and whatnot. So you get that Tom and Jerry gameplay. Um, so yeah, not giving the player the super shotgun or enough nails. Like I said, the nail gun can be a workhorse gun, but you burn through nails very fast, even with the regular nail gun, that you really have to kind of be feeding the player a lot of ammo. I've seen some maps do that successfully, and it's pretty fun. You could also have the player main like a grenade launcher or something. Very unique. There's very few maps that have had the player main like some of the higher tier weapons, but they're very fun if done right. So weapon progression was out of whack. Encounter design on this one, just not great. I think the issue is that it had like that Serious Sam, just like it was throwing a lot of enemies at me, and it was just doing so very haphazardly and without a lot of thought. The map didn't feel clever. It didn't feel smart, like it was working against me. And it wasn't like tricking me in like interesting ways. It was just kind of like, yeah, I don't know, here's two fiends, here's a shambler, here's this. It was just kind of throwing whatever. Some of the encounter designs were just straight up bad, like that one room that was like a rectangle with the shambler. Thankfully, like I said, I got lucky and telefragged the shambler, but if I didn't, there's nowhere to run from the shambler. You just have to do the shambler dance, hopefully. But then there's also a vor shooting vor balls at you from the corner. Or above on that ledge, not the corner, sorry, above on the ledge. Yeah, I don't know. I think this map should have been scaled back a lot. I think like some of these rooms are cool spectacles, but they should have been scaled down. And I think more thought should have went into the encounter design. It's probably the map I've had the most to say about, because it's probably the map I've liked the least so far, if I'm being honest. Who made that? That was Molten Rights by Nosik. Might be a new map. I've never heard that name before. Ooh, I like this area. A lot of nice brushwork in here. I like this kind of big tower in the middle. Starting me on high ground is kind of interesting. Kind of gives me a good overview of the area. I can see, super shotgun or super nail gun over there, green arbor there, nail gun here. Ooh, wait, oh shit. Oh no, you don't. Cut off access to that green armor. It's okay. Ooh. Now see, stuff like that's pretty cool. It's like moving the whole hallway is very interesting. Now we're just on like a different floor. I like the use of spawns in this map so far. Spawns are a really fun enemy. You almost have to kind of remain calm when fighting spawns. You can't like freak out. So they don't really do that much damage. They don't really hurt you too much. I don't like the ceiling, though. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool, okay. I didn't even know that was an option. Oh, then you kind of come over here. See, this is cool. This is really clever. You come back up, there's a whole bunch of new enemies up here waiting for you. Let those guys duke it out. A grenade launcher before we go down there. Nice. Shit. jumping ogres. Just whiffed a bunch of nades. So I guess this is what I mean when I like, this is like really good, really solid encounter design here. Really good map design as well. I kind of love how this level is like, it's like unfolding before my eyes. Spawn back here, get out of there, get out of here. Yeah, like the level is like just transforming in such like a really interesting way. It keeps kind of just like morphing. Passage is open. Okay. Guess that's where we gotta go next. Is there anything else up here? Bad feeling about this. Okay, there we go. Oh shit. Yeah, see, this is cool. This is really cool. When I talk about like the map being like an enemy itself, this is what I mean. This is incredible. Check over here. Oh, I probably have to press that button, don't I? Let's hit that. Oh, okay, it's time. It's interesting. Secret there. This is very smart. So, okay, let me say something. So this is an area without any cover from the Shambler, right? I guess if I wanted to, I could go back. I could lead him back this way. However, the point of like what's happening here is the Shambler doesn't come out, I think, until you grab the super nail gun. So this is like very cleverly designed. Whereas that last map kind of just had Shamblers like walking at you with no cover. This map very purposefully gives you the tool to kill the Shambler before he can get to you, because the Shambler starts all the way back here. He's out of range. So if you grab this and you just start lighting that Shambler up, you can kill him before he can really attack you. So again, just excellent design on display here. Just whiffing all my nades. There we go. Those big meaty gibs. Can't hide from me, Spawn. As soon as I hear that spawn noise, it's just like it activates like the neurons. Just like, where's he at? Gotta kill him before he gets engaged. Before he just starts bouncing all around. Ooh, oh, hey, I'll take that. Oh, flight from the hexagon. Wait, what did that say? No flight from the hexagon. Bleeding fault. This is how you do a combat arena, by the way. This is like perfect. You have this kind of lower area here with this large pillar that kind of came out of the ground, which doubles as like a pretty cool like set piece because it's like a big bloody spike. And then you have this kind of upper area too that you can go up to. So you got like some height variation here. God, and then like the floor, like everything's just like placed perfectly. And again, I love how this like small area, this small combat area, is like part of a larger map. You just kind of have that wall that came down or came up, whatever. This map is incredible. Good lord, what a good map. It's been a while since I played a map that good. I think there's a map. I guess one of the earlier maps in this pack was also pretty solid, but this might be my favorite. I think this takes the cake for me. I think this is the. It's probably my number one so far. This is a really good map, like super well designed. Like every encounter, the visuals. The map itself feels like a living entity. The way it like unfolds slowly, and it's all just kind of like one big area too. Like the layout is so impressively done, so impressively well done. Nothing but praise for this map. I honestly don't have like really any criticisms, which is pretty rare because usually there's always something I can find a nitpick about. But this was truly this is like a 10 out of 10. This is a really good map. That was the Hexagon Vault by Pulse. Pulser's a name I recognized. Well done. This is an incredible map. Yeah, not wasting any time. Appreciate that. Just giving me the super shotty. Ooh, I like the sky on this map. I like that black void up there. It's always just like there's something really really unsettling about like looking up and like there's not being like a sky of any kind. It's just like a black void. I think it's just like a very ingrained thing in like humans, or maybe me, just like looking up and not seeing a sky. No stars. No stars, no like weird, not even like a weird Quake dimension sky, just black. Something very off and unsettling about it. That works really well in Quake. Oh, what is this guy? This one gonna open? Guess not. Interesting. It's a good map so far. I really like the layout. visuals look pretty nice as well. Sadly, I don't think I can get... Oh, I guess I can get to that secret. Just, I don't have a grenade launcher, so... A lot of verticality. A lot of enemies in, like, higher ground in this map that I haven't really been able to get to yet. Death Knight wants that. Put much damage to the ogre there. Oh no. Yep, we're just gonna fall down. There we go. Alright, how do we get back there? This way. We'll say kind of interesting choice putting the super nail gun and the grenade launcher so close to each other. I almost missed the grenade launcher, to be honest. I would have put that somewhere else. Like maybe put it like right here on the other side of the board, then put the super nail gun somewhere a little later down the line, or maybe in a secret or something. I don't know. Would have just spread that out a little bit. Ooh. I have no idea how you'd get over there. I guess this ledge kind of looks higher than this one. Maybe you could jump it, but... There's a secret. I see the door here. I think this is the door. It's a good secret. I like that the armor behind the bars. It reminds me of there's like a Quake Live map where there's a med kit, which is a power up and capture the flag that just gives you 100 health behind some bars. You can't actually get to it though. It's just kind of there. Just a tease. I really like the layout of this area. It's like the way this almost feels like a deathmatch type area. The way this is laid out, where you kind of have this level, this slightly higher level, and then you kind of have the pit to the lower level down below. Be worthwhile up this platform. Oh, I'll go back for that. Sure. Go. We have to go all the way back around though, so unfortunately there aren't any shortcuts. Heard a door open somewhere. I don't know where that was. Oh, is this the... Oh, I think this is a shortcut, actually. My bad. And that actually might bring me back up here. Well, I like the broken light. Here go all my nails. Oh, hey. That's how you get to that quad. This is a pretty cool area. Oh, fuck. What the hell? Something just, like, sent me a mile. I think maybe one of my aides did? Something sent me, like, flying a mile back. This is a really cool area, though. I like what they have going on here. Oh, and then we're gonna reuse them. Okay. This is really cool. This is like some Super Mario shit. I'm very into this. Maybe there's like some goodies. You kind of keep going around here. But the health is nice. What a cool area. That was awesome. Come on, I need to go back for this health. So use that. Use those meows as well. Oh, that's ominous. I like this gimmick here with these the guys on the platform. You kind of have the constant spawning knights. I know what to use on you. What a like cool, what a cool fight. Really solid map, very enjoyable. Some pretty solid brushwork. Some kind of good use of the texture set. Very cool encounters. Really cool, like kind of tricks and traps in this map. Particularly that crusher room was very unique. I love how it was like double layered too. It's like you don't just go through it once; you kind of go through it twice, but from a different, I guess, on a different level, if that makes any sense. That end fight too was really unique. I really like that with the kind of up and down cylinders. Very solid map. Not a lot of complaints. I think the only nitpick I had was they should have spread out the super nail gun and the grenade launcher just a little bit, because there was a really long gap between the super nail gun, the grenade launcher, and then you get the lightning gun at the end. So I think somewhere in the middle, you probably could have put the super nail gun between the grenade launcher and the lightning gun. But yeah, that was solid. That was a game. Rest in Pain by RJ. Well done. Alright, we go to our last set of maps here. Oh, visually this is very different than anything we've seen so far. Like something out of Doom. we're in hell. I'm not sold on this door here with the Jesus thing. Silver key, okay. It feels very kind of boxy. There's probably too many of these torches in this room. I would have gotten rid of some of these. It's a little excessive. I also probably would have no-clipped these. Because you can kind of walk over these and they kind of fuck your movement up. I definitely would have had a lot less of these and kind of put them more out of the way. Like this one right here could have been like right here. You know, move them out of the player's path. You know, you can maybe have one in this corner if you wanted to, maybe one over here. One thing you also could have done was kind of put an indent in the wall and then kind of put these in that indent in the wall, just to kind of keep them out of the player's way. Because it feels really bad in Quake when you're like bumping over this like little objects on the floor like this. It screws your movement up. That door made no noise. This is just a hallway. Although there are some things up there. Oh, rocket launcher, okay. Kind of unexpected. By the way, these doors are screwed up. I talked about this earlier, but I guess I'll say it again. This door is two pieces. This door texture is two pieces. There is a left and there is a right piece, and there is seam running down the middle. This piece goes into the wall left, this piece goes into the wall right. If you want to do an up and down door, use a different texture, please. Yeah, these torches, there's just like way too many of these torches. This guy went bananas with the fire torches. This area visually looks completely different. I assume this is a new mapper. I don't assume. I know that this is a new mapper. Just by the way this map is constructed, it didn't feel like a Quake map, if I'm being honest. I feel like they tried to do something really like unique, and it kind of just didn't work. It felt more like a Doom map. Doom mapping is a thing, by the way. It's a lot easier than Quake mapping if you want to try that out. If you like the kind of hellscape themes. But yeah, Quake is kind of more eldritch, like castles and weird crypts and non-Euclidean areas and stuff like that. Just, lots of voids, you know, kind of black voids and whatnot. Quake does have a little bit of lava, but this kind of leans more into like a Doom aesthetic with all like the molten lava and rocks everywhere and stuff. Yeah, the gameplay, nothing to really write home about. The rooms are very boxy. I mean, the only thing I can really say is that, like, at least they didn't get too overly ambitious with this, which I do appreciate. I know a lot of new mappers will, like, go crazy and try to create the best map ever, and it just ends up being a big mess. So, I think the only advice I can really give is for future maps, really just look at some of the other maps in Retro Jam, some of the really good ones. And then look at the original kind of Quake maps as a good reference guide. I think this map kind of strayed a little too far. You know, because if you kind of use those original themes and those texture sets and stuff, you can kind of just like copy a lot of the visuals from those maps and then focus more on your layout and gameplay. You don't have to worry too much. I wouldn't worry too much about the visuals, especially as like a new mapper. Because if you spend like all your time worrying about like what textures you're going to use, how your rooms are going to look, you're not going to have enough time to kind of worry about the gameplay and the layout and stuff as well. So, that's my advice for that. That was the Cinder Vault by Rory. Maybe I'm saying that wrong. I don't know. Moving on. What's elsewhere? Appreciate the getting right to the point with the super shoddy. Alright, kind of have like a hub area design. Kind of expecting this to open up. That's why I jumped like that. Ooh. Secret up here. Fall down here? How do we get down? Oh, this way, I guess. Way as opens. Probably could have saved that LG, but I'll just make that a little bit easier on myself. Okay, then we... Oh, no, we don't go all the way back up. Yeah, I think the, never mind. All these nails, but I think I'm gonna miss the nail gun somewhere. It's alright. Ooh, it's a big area. I would have had a little bit of height variation to this arena. I think this area is kind of a little too flat. Oh no, I have a super nail gun. Oh, I picked that up. Oh, I forgot I picked that up. I've been getting all these nails, thinking I'm missing out on the nail gun. Forgot I picked up the super nail gun. Yeah. Yeah, nothing crazy. I don't know. That was fine. I get the feeling that this is also a new mapper. I would say this is like a better example of like what a new mapper should be going to, like working towards, trying to create. I don't know. My brain's melting. I don't know what I'm trying to say. This is like a good example of what a new mapper should be looking to make. This is a pretty solid map. Some just like, you know, classic hub design, some solid encounters, fairly kind of, you know, good use of the texture set. Nothing crazy, but wasn't bad either. You know, the only thing I would have liked to see there is a little bit more height variation in some of the like arenas, especially at the end there with the fours. You know, height variation is your friend. Having just like little areas that are higher than other areas is very key to making fun and interesting combats. Kind of having the player kind of go up and down, not like huge height variations, but you know, like, you know, 60, even like just 64 units higher helps. That was Shalarethian Bull Trout by Shark23. Shark23? I'm probably saying that wrong. Like the lava walls here, it's kind of neat. Drop off. Very quiet. Oh. Okay. At least the platforms look nice. Like, I like the design of the moving platforms themselves. They could have very easily just made these, like, you know, squares, like flat squares with nothing on them, but I appreciate that they went the extra mile. I like this pillar here. This thing's really cool. Oh, no, you don't. Get out of here. Yeah, this pillar is very neat looking. I like that texture. Oh, there you are. I like these little like triangles too sticking out. There's some really cool like brushwork in this map. Pretty interesting design elements. I also really appreciate how... Okay, there we go. Say, I appreciate how quiet this map's been so far. Just kind of ramping up the tension. Actually, some really nice texture usage in this level. I like this kind of weird wall texture here. With like these, I don't know if these are runes or what, but it's kind of like this oxidized copper. It looks really nice. Lots of nice trims. You kind of have this trim, and then you got a little bit of rock, and then more of the kind of stonework. The rock walls above look really nice as well. This area is maybe a little pushed too far in, but for the most part, they look good. Look at this area. This is how you create like a fun area. You got this like you got a little bit of height variation with these things. You can kind of jump up to here. You got like this area is kind of broken up by lava. There's not too much lava though. That's the important thing. There's just enough lava for it to be potentially hazardous if you kind of slip up, but there's still enough area to where you kind of feel comfortable fighting. And then again, you can kind of use these things to get around. It's a really cool area. Oh, cool, the enemies can, like, jump over them, too. That hurt. Get up here, I can't. I'm meant to be over here. Nope, I'm not meant to be over there. Let's grab this health. Oh shit. I love the kind of gold trims here used for the gold key door. It's very cool. Yeah, there's some really nice texture work on this map. Same with like the layout too. I love kind of the like height variation in a lot of these areas. Oh, fiends. Oof. That was a lot of fiends. Cool concept. I like the idea of kind of the lowering platforms with the enemies on it. You kind of get a chance to kind of hear them spawn in and see them a little bit before they come down and start attacking you. Where's this zombie at? There you are. Can't get over to him. What is that? Shells. Those are a box of nails. That button. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. We're using the pillars too. I like that. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I juked my nade. Oh god, I got launched. We get the key. But I get this button over there first. Okay. Go. Trying to save some nails. There we go. Go back this way. All right, what a great level. Really well put together. Some excellent texture usage. Some really cool brushwork. I love the layout of some of these rooms. This one in the background in particular. I actually wish there was a larger encounter in that room. That room was really fun to kind of jump around in. It had like a very everything was kind of perfectly spaced. I like the little height variation with the kind of the platforms that the pillars were on. Some pretty fun encounters. Some good use of the the elevators, or not elevators, but the moving platforms. Yeah, overall, really solid map. Nothing really negative to say about that one. That was Guards of the Icon River by Stormcatcher 77. Interesting. I kind of want that red armor, but maybe I come back here later. Right. I see there's a key in the lava over there. Oh, there's a lightning gun here. Lots of goodies. Oh boy, doing more of this. Oh hey, it's a little invisibility ring. Oh man, all these platforms have like fun items on them. Look at that. Okay. I think putting a Vor there is kind of dickish, to be honest, because you can't really go anywhere on these platforms. You're kind of just stuck on them, and you have, at least as of now, I have no armor, so. I personally probably would have not put the Vor over there. You always have to be very careful about what kind of enemies you place on, or you have engage the player while they're on like a tiny little platform like this, because they don't really have anywhere to dodge if the platform's over like a pit or if it's like over lava or something. So I'm kind of just waiting for the where'd the Invis-Ring one go? Oh, there it is. These could probably be moving a little bit faster. I feel like I'm on like a Pirates of the Caribbean ride or some shit. Just sitting around, but waiting for this thing to get to the end. Pretty neat. Actually, you don't really ever see that type of secret. I actually really like that. That's cool. You don't ever see like these like tiny little thin staircases like that. It's pretty rare to see as a all spikes and shooters and crushers disabled. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's a very nifty secret there. Oh, nice. So you can just completely avoid the vor, I guess. Very dark over here. I wonder if the lighting is intentional or if it's broken. Oh, it's intentional. Oh. Oh. There we go. Shortcut opened up below. Did it. If I were to go down here, how would I get back up? Oh, over here. Perfect. So I want to grab this quad. Like these little, I assume these death pits, these like these crushers, will just instantly kill you if you fall into them. Go. Take us up to where that ogre was. Nice. Very nice. Got the gold key. Back this way. Give that fiend. Thankfully, that the silver what? That's weird. Oh, you know I get that red armor now. Nice. Into the wind tunnel we go. Very glad I grabbed that red armor. How do you get up there? So there's a switch or something. I'm trying to find the switch to get that. It opens up later for exploration. Okay. How do you get to that? I don't like that skull trim up there. It doesn't look very good. Looks too stretched. The spikes look pretty cool though. I would have maybe made these arches instead of making them. They look like Minecraft blocks. It's like really awkward. It's like they go up and then left and then up and then left. I would have just made this a nice smooth arch with the spikes. That would have looked a little bit better. right. Pretty fun level. Some kind of cool tricks and traps. Some decent brushwork. Good use of the texture set. I wish the platforms in that moving platform section would have gone a little bit faster. Kind of a minor nitpick, but you know. Really like that one secret where you kind of climb up the wall. You don't really see that for secrets too often. Where it's just like a very thin little brush. If you didn't know, you can basically, the player can kind of climb up very small brushes in Quake. A way that people used to make really, I'll call them ghetto ladders, is by making like hundreds of small, very tiny, like 1 unit, or even maybe smaller than 1 unit brushes in succession on a wall out of like a clip or something, and that will kind of be used as like a really ghetto ladder, because I think natively Quake does not support any kind of ladders. It's like an arcane dimension. I think Alkaline has ladders. Maybe does Copper have ladders? I don't know. Anyways, it was cool to see that sort of secret in the blocks there, kind of carved up with the textures too. It was neat. I don't know, solid map overall. A lot of fun. That was A Congregation of Shadows by Tex Fish. Well done. Okay, that was kind of fun. This opening area is very weird. Just like the rock texture they used is like kind of strange, I feel. I don't like this green texture. There's another map earlier that used this like kind of green, looks like rotting wood or something. It looks very off. It does not match the stonework here at all. But there's another really good map that I played earlier that also made use of this texture, and it's just not it. Oh, that's a lot of spikes. Probably too many spikes, if I'm being honest. Too many spike shooters. This map is trying to have us main the nail gun here for a bit. No biggie, as long as they keep feeding us ammo. Thing hazardous. That's kind of neat. Kind of like that. This like staircase here is pretty cool. I always really appreciate it when rooms get to pull double duty, where you kind of go through the room one way, and then like you kind of get to go through the room a second time, but from like a higher elevation or something. So it's before it's like this very kind of claustrophobic maze, and then now I'm kind of jumping on top of the blocks that previously made up that maze. I'd really like a, there we go. I walked right into that nade. What in the world? That was weird. Big traps disabled. Okay. The gold key. Guess I grab it there. The map kind of bugged out or something. Okay. That way, I guess. Back this way, maybe. Did I bug the map out? I don't think I grabbed the gold key. I feel that I may have bugged the map out. Yeah, I bugged the map out. I don't know what was going on there with like the game like freaked out for a second. Like it was like I was getting propped up by like a wind tunnel, and then I didn't end up grabbing the gold key. I would just get rid of that. I don't know what that was supposed to be, but it didn't work out super well, and I had to use no clip to go get the gold key, because you can't even just like jump back into this hole here. You have to like no clip into it because there's some kind of a clip surrounding it from up top. So I would definitely I mean that's like basically a soft lock there to force players to use no clip to get through. I would definitely fix that. I like this tower here, these spikes. It's pretty cool looking. So going down. Bit of a obvious secret, but it's all right. A lot of fiends. I probably would have mixed that up with some different enemies there. If you have like one less fiend, but put like an ogre up top that's shooting nades down or something. That was cool. Good use of the trigger jump there. Going for a little like ski lift ride. I like this. This is cute. I see what we're doing. I like this. It's kind of neat. I think scrags are really good enemies to send at the player when you put them on like a thin lift like this. This area looks pretty cool. Visually, it looks really nice. All these like lava pools, and, like the molten lava balls shooting out. Oh, okay, there we go. That's unique. You don't see that enough, putting enemies on like ceilings and upside down. Okay, see you later. It just jumps into the it just jumps into the lava and just immediately explodes into gibs. That was good. It was an alright level. I like that ending area is very cool looking, but didn't really see a lot of use. It was just more for visuals. I think this was an alright level. I think the biggest problem was the soft lock. I mean, there was just a straight up like I had to no clip to get that key. Whatever was happening when your player gets like my player was like violently vibrating in the air. It seemed like I was caught in like one of those wind tunnels or something, and then I just didn't pick up the gold key or wasn't able to. And then like going back over to that area, I wasn't able to jump back in the hole because there was some kind of clip over it. So I don't know. However, they kind of constructed that. They did so pretty poorly, and it soft locked the map essentially. I mean, thankfully I could fix it with a no clip, but I'd imagine somebody who wasn't like super experienced with like Quake or console commands or whatever would get stuck there and not know what to do. But yeah, other than that, I think it was fine. But just, I guess fix that one issue. Oh man, I'm gonna have to hypo-inflammatory constant Patrix by Thundergood. What are these names? Stop it with the names. Alright, we have 3 maps to go. Almost done. It's for the rockets. Ooh, whoa, look at this area. This is really cool. I really like this. I like this like cage design where you kind of have this big open hallway and then the player is encaged in this like platform of like metal. This looks really neat. Some like fairly simple but effective brushwork already. Let's do anything. Oh. Like that trap, kind of expecting to open up some of the other doors, and then you just get dropped down to some basement. It's cool. Goodies over here. Just ammo for guns I don't have. It does. Okay. Just takes you back down. I see. I like how it's I like how the secret is a super nail gun, but it comes with like 2 rocket packs. It's funny. This room feels very claustrophobic. I would have made this room a little bit larger. This whole like structure here is like very, very, very claustrophobic. Scale, having not great scale works in both ways. You can obviously have rooms that are too large, but you can also have rooms that are too like comically small. I think that room was comically small for no real reason. Yeah, this map in general feels like a little too small. All these areas are just a little bit... This area feels pretty good. It's just like all these hallways here feel very, very tiny. I thought I was gonna get soft locked again there. Wow, the Death Knight won. That's crazy. I'm telling you, Death Knights are they're just Giga Chads. Taking on Fiends, Boars, Shamblers I have a hard time with. Yeah, that map was okay. I like this area. It feels like the most effort went into this area right here. The scale feels right. The area is really cool looking. It has like a neat design, some simple but really effective brushwork. And then it kind of like falls down a little bit after this. I think some of the subsequent rooms are just like too small. You know, there's definitely a sweet spot for like hallway and room size and whatnot. This map, I think, undershot it by a bit. I really like the trap that kind of sent you into the basement. That was pretty neat. But yeah, other than that, it was okay. The final encounter could have used like a larger area. This feels like something. This feels like it's kind of a newish mapper. Not a terrible map, mind you. Just yeah, that was processed by a triangle. Never heard of that name, so yeah, I assume they're kind of newish. Not a terrible map, just I think scale it up a little bit. 2 to go. Oh, okay. Not wasting any time, I see. Kind of reminds me of the end of P1 M1 from Doom. You have the two like little cages on the sides like this. Oh, well, that was underwhelming. Jeez, at least give me some health in there too. I like the ceiling. This like ceiling brushwork has an odd amount, like a very odd amount of effort put into it. I feel like it looks really nice, but it's very it reminds me of like it's like a little bit of brutalism. Kind of like it. I also like this kind of this cutout here in the wall. Adds to it. This way. Ooh, nice door. Right through the bars. Perfect shot. Ogres just have the most incredible aim ever. It's truly amazing. Just lower, alright. Grab some health. Really? Look on the other side of the room. Look how far away they are. Ooh, I like that. That's pretty cool. The ceiling with like the kind of lava falling down. Looks nice. Oh, I like this wall here. There's like a strange amount of like detail. Like some of these areas look really plain, and then you'll just see like something that's like really detailed. It's a little bit odd. Like this room is just like very flat, kind of the same texture, and then you have like this really cool ceiling. Some of it looks a little. Well, no, I guess that's intentional. I was gonna say some of it. This like kind of bulging uh, part here looks a little strange, but I think it's intentional. It's like the lava is kind of threatening to come through, I guess. But yeah, it's like some of this area like very plain looking, and then you kind of see something like this. You're like, it's just like very like some eye catching. I mean, this looks pretty cool too. The kind of runic blocks that are all popping out of the wall always look nice. There's just like some eye catching visuals, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. They kind of contrast some of the plainness of. Maybe there's a button or something that'll make that stay up to come back. Oh, there we go. Trap defect. Oh, wait, what? Okay, so I guess you just... Oh, Jesus. Okay, so I guess you... Trap's a little awkward. I feel like once the trap's disabled, it should just be disabled. Or maybe it should be a little bit higher up so that you can kind of get in here more easily. I don't know. Not like a whole lot higher, but just like... a little bit higher. I like this hallway here. Particularly the hallway, like the combat encounter in the hallway, the way how the theme kind of spawns once you're at the end of the hallway kind of gives you enough time to grenade it pretty easily, because there's not a lot of room for the fiend to kind of juke your nades in here. So the encounter didn't feel like unfair, I guess is what I'm getting at. I could very easily see a situation where somebody creates a very unfair, very annoying encounter in this little hallway here. I like these little divots coming out of the wall. I've noticed there's a lot around the map. This map has really, like I said, very like subtle detailing. It doesn't like pop out as much as other maps. I think it's down to textures. I think the texture usage here is a little like underwhelming. It's a lot of just the same texture, and it kind of hides the fact that the brushwork is very nice and pops. I didn't need to waste that. It's okay. Oh, you don't. Right. That ogre was supposed to jump down, but kind of got bugged out there. I like this lift here. This looks really nice. Look at this thing. It has those like pieces missing in the corner, the two runic blocks. Probably the nicest looking lift I've seen so far. Jump over to this. Yeah. okay, that's cool. Ouch, that hurt. That was a really fun. That was a really cool encounter. I'm always a big fan of when levels like transform like that. So having this whole floor kind of drop down, and there's like a whole different. You're in like a whole different room at that point. That was really cool. Pretty solid level overall. I liked it. I think there's a lot of really nice brushwork in this map. A lot of the areas. Oh, that's really gonna get annoying. A lot of the areas pop. In really nice ways. The problem was, I think the texture usage was like a little, it just wasn't on point. There was a lot of use of, if you kind of look in the background right now, if you look at like the ceiling and the walls, a lot of just that texture. I don't know the particular name of that texture, but that kind of like bluish green kind of stone texture just used everywhere. I would have really toned that down, because I think the brushwork was really nice in a lot of spots, but it was just hard to see because everything was just blending together. That texture in particular is just very, not messy, but I guess blurry would be a good way to describe it, where it just kind of, like, it just sort of blends, you know, because that's just kind of the way it looks. It almost looks like camouflage or something, where it just kind of blends things together. So it's hard to see that really nice brushwork in certain spots. When everything is just that texture, and it makes things just look very plain. I definitely would have mixed things up a little bit more, but yeah, overall some really cool kind of eye-catching pieces of brushwork in this map, some cool encounters. I would have kind of varied the textures a little bit. I think we have one more map to it. That was Bloodsteel Foundry by Warren M. Finally, a name I can pronounce. Alright, our last map. Pressure's on. Whoa, what is that? Doesn't hurt me. Okay. Can't put that away. Not enough maps, there's been a couple maps in here, but not enough maps in general use shadows to their advantage. Ooh, I don't like this riveted texture. It's like riveted copper, like rusted metal texture does not look great. Guys, yeah, this texture is very very busy, very noisy. I would be very careful about how you use this texture. I think it's way overused here. I would have really toned it down, especially on the floors. Like this, you don't need like a rivet going across the floor. You could just use this brick texture here. I think it would have been fine to just use the brick texture along the floor here. Or if you wanted to really like break it up, you could just use a different texture. Another thing you could do is you can kind of you can use the brushwork to kind of break a floor up like this, where you can have pieces of the brick that are kind of ripped up. You could have like a whole section of brick that's like torn up and some dirt underneath. You can kind of just cut around the texture, you know, because the texture, these bricks have like seams that you can kind of cut around in the editor. But yeah, these like big pillars do not look great with this texture on them. It's just too much. I would have I would have maybe used a different texture on like the corners, and then have like this divoted kind of rusted steel be like in the middle or something, or just have less of it. It looks very noisy when you have it over these huge, giant pillars. And you have big swatches of it all over the place. It just looks very, very noisy. All right, what are we doing here? Oh, more moving platforms. This isn't bad. They tried. I think it looks all right. Do I have any? I don't have a grenade launcher yet, do I? Sometimes the fiend like jumps into you, but it doesn't do any damage. It's very strange. Oh. We're stuck. Cool idea, trapping the player like that. I appreciate the restraint as well. I could definitely see a situation where you throw like a ton of ogres at the player and you just get to fucking kill them. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've played a map that's done that exact thing before. So I appreciate the restraint of just one ogre and one death knight. I love how like tiny this little platform is. I mean, I kind of get what you're going for here, but okay. This is a lot of moving platforms. I would have maybe toned down the amount of moving platforms just a little bit. Starting to feel like well, no, I was gonna say starting to feel like a Mario level, but I do like Super Mario shit. Starting to feel like an auto-scroller Mario level. How about that? Sequence complete. Only 2 more to go. Oh. Guess there's been some like big map-wide secret I haven't been paying attention to. A little late for that, I guess. cheese this 4 out here. There we go. I heard that. There we go. Honestly, I thought this map would already be over, because fighting so many Boars and Chamblers here at the end. There's another one. Oh, only one more to go. Maybe it's just at the end here. See, now you have me looking all over the place for these little things. I'll leave it to you, viewer, to search for the secret. So, I don't feel like going back and looking for the last one. I'm sure it's like way earlier in the level. That level was alright. Some okay brushwork. I think some not so great texture work. Probably overused the I keep calling them lifts, but moving platforms a little bit too much. I think they're just annoying because they slow things down. You just kind of have to sit and wait for them. And again, a lot of times moving platforms are kind of hard to work with, because if you throw too much at the player while they're on moving platforms, it can very quickly kind of get annoying, because you kind of just have to tank damage on those things. So you either kind of have to make them large enough to where you can kind of dodge around, or you just kind of don't throw a lot at the player. You could do some cool platforming stuff with the moving platforms, but that could also be tricky to kind of get right. But yeah, I don't know. Okay map overall. I think that does it though. I think we're all done. That was Fernix Sulfate. At least I think I'm saying Fernix Sulfate by Zettabytes. And yeah, that is it. That is number 25. Man, that was a lot of maps. Worth it though. There's some really good maps in here. Like some really excellent maps in this pack. Surprisingly, like very high consistent quality across the board. Compared to like a lot of the other map jams that I've played, where it's just like all over the place. I don't know. Maybe it's the kind of retro theme sort of keeps everyone from going crazy, and they kind of like just make good Quake content instead of just like trying to make some like, you know, Elder Scrolls 6 in Quake or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. The quality of these maps is very high. There's some really good standouts. There's a couple maps that are like pushing. You know, I think there's one map. I think it was the Hexagon Prison map or whatever. That I said it was like a 10 out of 10, and I still stand by that. But there's definitely some like 8s or 9s in here. Very high average. Like I would say like a 7 average. If I had to like kind of rate these, just kind of mentally quickly rating a lot of these maps. But yeah, anyways, this is a great pack. I definitely recommend this one if you're looking for some good Quake. This is easily their best retro jam. Some very fantastic maps in here. I still would like to see other themes done, because these are all some great mappers. I think they could do some really cool stuff with some different themes. But yeah, these packs kind of just keep getting better and better. And like I said at the beginning, again, I would like to see these posted somewhere more with more visibility. More people should be playing this. Don't just stick it at the add-ons page of the ModDB Quake page. No one's gonna fucking find it there. Anyways, thanks for watching, and as always, thanks to all the mappers for putting this together, and have a good one. Take care. GG's.